recordings. So, tonight, Pixel Buddy's Masterpiece Theater presents an original work.
From the bear's aspen-rattled brain of Gombo. Don't worry, it's mainly the over-the-counter drugs and denial that is keeping me going. All right. Click some buttons. By the way, I was going to turn on music, so if you guys don't want to have your ears get blasted off, you might want to turn the master volume down, because it defaults to 100 for some sadistic reason.
They want us to bleed.
Or they just assume you're not using headphones. Like,
That just sounds like a bad plan.
Am I the crazy one that always uses headphones whenever I'm on the computer?
Use them
yeah, even though I'm just by myself, I just think the sound quality is better, so I use them.
I mean, it is better, I think, but I do it because I am in the same room as my wife, so...
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm a hermit, Richard. But hey, never received a noise complaint, so...
It's okay. I've always told my wife that if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be a hermit at this point, too. I just don't like interacting with most people.
All right. So, I shall read the intro bit for the game Aces of AstroSpace here. In the year 3044 AD, humanity has reached out to the stars. Under the united leadership of the United Terran Council, or the UTC, humanity has reached new heights. Though the lack of true faster-than-light technology has restrained humanity to the confines of a single solar system, every planet in the Sol system has seen the march of progress. This all changed on May 12th, 3044 AD. The military installation Tartarus, located on Pluto, was the first to notice the threat. Trillions of exotic metallic objects of unknown origin were detected at the edge of sensor range beyond the light of Sol. Initial theories proposed that the objects were some kind of asteroid cloud drifting through space. This was dismissed when sensors on the other side of the solar system detected similar metallic objects moving in an identical flight pattern. It was soon clear that these objects were intelligent, organized, and worst of all, had humanity surrounded. On May 29th, 44 AD, alien objects engaged UTC forces in orbit above Pluto in what would become known as the Battle of Hades Gate. The invaders ignored all attempts at communication and destroyed all planetary ships. They simply appeared and attacked with lethal force. The battle ended with the fall of Pluto and the threat that would soon be known as the Gigants silently advancing into the darkness of space of the Sol system. So began the First Solar War. All right. It has been several months since the Battle of Hades Gate, as we are now in orbit above Jupiter, on the moon of Ganymede, where upon the surface, which is in the process of being terraformed, is a large UTC military base known as Fort Odysseus. This would be like in a movie, we'd get that along like the bottom of the screen where it would say our location. We enter to a briefing room staffed with military personnel in uniforms. The various computer screens giving readouts display of the solar system. This is very like the future as envisioned in the 1980s, so they don't have fancy holographic screens. It's still like Aliens, where it's all still glass monitors
And metal.
and metal. Standing on the stage of the briefing room is a man in a uniform. He's got a thick black mustache, tan skin, an eye patch. He does that thing that I've only ever seen anime characters do, where he's got like the long coat, but he doesn't have his arms through the sleeves. It's just on his shoulder like a cape for some reason.
I love that one.
Oh, yeah. This is Commander Ramirez. He is the top dog here at Fort Odysseus, as he has been gathering all the battle groups operating within the Jupiter gravity well for a emergency briefing. Which one of you would you think is the first to show up to your mission brief?
Tibbets has been there for the past 15 minutes.
All right, describe Captain Tibbets for me, Cope. Captain of the bloated whale.
Much older than most of the other fighter pilots you're going to see around here, and you honestly wouldn't think that he is a actual pilot. You would think he's some kind of bureaucrat. Nicely pressed, perfect uniform, polished shoes, hat perfectly straight. He's sitting with his bifocals at the tip of his nose, reading the data log that he was given before this. And he's got his nice hot cup of coffee.
Very nice. Who's next? Don't make me do a roll-off.
Elaborate. This is just like us, like standing at attention, or like we are in like sitting in a waiting room. Like
it's like there's like a briefing room. There's like a bunch of tables, and they'll give like a big presentation. It's like an amphitheater, so you can either be like Tibbets, where you were already here early, or you can do your dramatic hot shot. I arrive fashionably late thing.
Okay. So yeah, Joe walks in, not the earliest or the latest, but he kind of just walks in. Doesn't look like all put together. His jacket's covering his probably stained uniform at this point because he forgot to wash it the night before. He has coffee like the previous gentleman, but unlike theirs, it looks like this one's filled with a little bit of extra liquid as he pulls out a flask and kind of pours it in before taking a long swig. Messy hair, just kind of glazed eye, but anytime something moves in peripheral, he does take notice of it as he does it. Definitely can't get started with the day without his morning quote unquote coffee. But he probably would just take a seat in the back and kind of kick his feet up on a table.
All right.
Guess Rez would be shortly after that. Scruffy looking guy, kind of lean and lanky. His eyes look decidedly tired, yet dart around actively. Not partaking of the coffee, he does have a book, the title of which appears to be something related to fortune telling and other such practices. He takes a seat off to the side and continues reading his book.
I do love the mental image of this is like a classroom, and it's all the people fighting over the back and side seats because they don't want to be in the front row or the center.
Of course. There's 8,000 corners in the Rogue Bar.
Yeah, back when I was in high school, I rapidly figured out that actually if you sat in the front, you'd get called on less because the teacher just assumed that you're not hiding.
I noticed that too.
Yep,
Like,
I had the same.
the
front
opportune
on the far
seats.
left or the far right.
Yeah, the best seats were always the second row to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just enough to not be
Second
noticed,
row on
but
either the hard left or hard right because it was out of their peripheral vision.
Because it's you're not hiding, but you're not like directly within line
you're
of
hiding
sight.
in plain sight, basically.
Mhm.
I just sat in the back because I didn't like having people behind me.
Yeah.
I went to school with assholes.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Everyone went to school with assholes. It's
We
humanity.
were all assholes at that age.
I defy you. I ask you to find a school that didn't have assholes in it.
I was homeschooled till 8th grade, and for those previous grades where it was just me being schooled, I went to school with assholes.
All right. Then I think the only one who hasn't entered is Piggy. Then, right?
Yep.
Seems to be.
Yeah. So coming in last is going to be Piggy. He is he's a larger guy. He's got kind of a burly frame. And he kind of just saunters in a little bit late, maybe like 10 minutes after everyone else. And he's got on his well-maintained but worn pilot's uniform. Of course, bright orange. You guys don't have one because it's old regulation, of course. So you guys wouldn't have one. He's got a full beard. And he comes in, and who's the guy in charge here?
That would be Commander Ramirez.
Yeah, he'll give him a handshake as he walks in.
Glad you could ordain to be here, Porkins. Take a seat.
All right. Let's get down to business, shall we?
With that, some other people, other flight groups have filed in and taken the seat. Ramirez takes the stage, clears the mic, starts speaking to it. All right, folks, settle down and listen up. Deep-range scans have revealed a large force of gigant ships assembling in dark space just outside the Jupiter gravity well. It is Command's belief they are preparing for a full-scale assault on Fort Odysseus right here on Ganymede. We are short on time to prepare, so the other moons of Jupiter are shipping us vital munitions and supplies for the defense via orbital convoy. Your mission is to escort one of these convoys through a sector closest to the Gigant fleet. To maximize cargo space, the cargo ships are unarmed, making them soft targets for Gigant raiders. Protect the convoy until they reach their escape vector, then disengage and regroup back here. Remember, every shipping crate lost means the defense of Fort Odysseus will be that much harder. Now get to it, you lugs. Dismissed. With that, you guys on your little handout data pads will see that you guys are all assigned to the same combat group that will be escorting a group of 3 cargo ships. So you're easily able to find each other in the briefing room here.
Doesn't take much insight into the future to see this will probably go bad.
Go easy on the coffee, Joe. You screw up on this mission, they're going to have you flying those cargo planes full of rubber dog shit out of Earth.
Hey, if I don't have my coffee, I'm going to be more useless to you than I am when I do have my coffee. Speaking of, where's my coffee? And he's holding it in his hand.
This one's empty. Smashes on the ground.
Not quite, but pretty much.
Just like the water bottle from the other day, Joe.
No, the water bottle had whiskey. This just has whiskey.
Puts his alcohol in a water bottle, but it's a dark alcohol, so it pulls out.
That's why you got to go with the Coke bottle, man. Leave a little Coke in there. Oh, damn it, Joe. You never would have made it as a smuggler.
Listen,
We're all posting up on the loaded whale.
I think that's a good bet. That's why they always have one of us professionals with you jockeys.
Yep, which is why I'm here. Let's get going.
right.
Gombo, when I changed from a droid to a human, I changed my traits. If you need to look at those again.
Sure. For the audience at home, hi, I see you, one person. Robots are not in this game. That was cool.
Yeah.
In fact, they are fighting.
I thought we
robots.
were in a galaxy far, far away. But no, we're just in what Back to the Future was supposed to be.
I do find it funny how many like science fiction books and movies from the pre-2000s are like interstellar travel in the year 2012. So that's why I'm like, it's 3044 and we haven't left the solar.
Well, I mean, we might be there if we invested anything into it.
Probably true.
In the year 2000.
But there's no incentive for going to space, really. Especially once you start hearing the incentives there are, they don't sound too good either.
And then the cost.
All right. So
Did come up with Tang.
we will cut from you guys in the briefing room to the hangar section of Fort Odysseus, where we very much get the like the Top Gun scene of you all getting in. You know, we got me remembering your characters' names. Joe, Piggy, Precog, you're all climbing into your jets as they're decoupling the power couplings and hoses. You got people out there in spacesuits with the whatchamajimmies, those two little light sticks. I don't know enough about aircraft. Don't quiz me on it. I just design games. I don't understand them.
Those are fluorescent dildos.
Yeah, the fluorescent dildos that we used in the military. So yeah, they use the fluorescent dildos to signal.
I think
for
that's
you
just the Navy.
And banned.
Wow. What do you know? We're the first YouTube channel banned by the U.S. military.
Nope, just the Navy.
So you guys who fly single-person jets take off. You get into a tight V formation. You fly into atmosphere. As you're getting above, the camera pans over to a large Hephaestus-class combat carrier with a spray painted on the side its name, the Bloated Whale. We go into the bridge where we see Captain Tibbet in his captain's chair. One of his aides bring him his drinks of choice. As we see Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say he's still sipping it from his coffee mug.
Mm-hmm. The three pilots come in. They fly close to the ship, where they then clamp onto the dockings under the carrier, so that way they can piggyback like lampreys for long-distance orbital travel. One of your crewmen signals you that the pilots are locked in, and on your order, they will set course for the rendezvous.
Well, I'm just impressed none of those jockeys wanted to do a high-speed flyby before they finally sat down. Everyone's in place. Let's double-check the calculations before we start to head out.
Calculations are good. The high thrusters fire up. You begin the long journey to the rendezvous point. Just out of curiosity, let me use a little table here I have in the book to see how long this takes.
So, to our knowledge, what are we going up against?
Yes.
Extrasolar assholes.
Yes. To knowledge of the Gigant threat is some sort of extraterrestrial force. All salvage has shown that there is no biological life. They are essentially purely mechanical ships made out of self-repairing nanometal. It seems that you're being assaulted by some sort of extraterrestrial machines.
Transformers.
More than meets the eye.
I mean, not incorrect, actually.
Mm. I love it when a plan comes together.
All right. So it's going to take about 12 days for you to reach the rendezvous. Space is big, guys.
Please don't try and put any type of napkins or anything other than toilet paper in the head toilets.
What if we run out of toilet paper?
Request the requisition officer for more.
Instructions unclear. I stuck a rag down the toilet.
Son of a bitch. That's why it happened.
You really should have just invested in a bidet.
That's French shit. We don't have that on this. This is absolutely U.S. built.
This is a man's vessel.
One of the 12 days, Joe and Tibbet's coffee cups get swapped around.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a drink of it and just sees that it says, "Go get him, champ."
Tibbets takes a drink. Don't you take any coffee with your whiskey?
Like a teaspoon.
Only enough to change the color.
All right, has everyone reviewed the battle plans? What we're protecting, all the specifications of the cargo ships that we will be with?
Yeah. Just run me by those one more time. Just to remind me.
All right, he's going to sit down, pull out his data pad, but he's not even looking at it. And he's going to repeat all the size, the width, the berth, what the amount they can hold, the high speed, the managing speed, the cruising speed, primary altitudes, typical formations that they should hold.
Too long? Didn't listen. Shoot shit, get money.
Damn it.
How do you even measure altitude here?
Spread a bit thin if there's any serious resistance. Kind of reaches into his breast pocket, pulls out a fairly thick playing card, lays it on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the Tower of the Tarot. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
What does that mean?
Usually destruction. Depends on the orientation, really. It's not a particularly good one. Definitely change. Even when it is good.
So,
It's a pretty shitty tower if it just gets destroyed.
I mean, if you've seen tarot cards, most of them are getting struck by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are here to destroy.
So, the days drag on as you guys move through the vast orbital gravity well of Jupiter. On the 12th day, the long-range scans operators alert Captain Tibbets that you've made contact with the 3 convoy ships that you're here to escort.
Fantastic. Why don't y'all hop out there? Let's get into formation around them and look like we're professionals, assholes.
Whatever, champ.
How do you know that name?
I just hold up your coffee cup.
Damn it, I'm still drinking out of the wrong one.
I'm plastered.
No, I just never gave his coffee cup back. I'm feeling like a champ today.
Have fun with my herpes, bitch!
And it's space herpes on top of everything. That's the worst.
Get tested.
I also, at some point during the week, I took a shit in Insanity Joe's cockpit.
So the 12 days of travel was just like a full frat fest, apparently.
Pretty much.
Apparently.
Listen, we're all fighting to the death in space. No one will hear our screams. We have to
Yep.
cope in one way or another.
There's probably a reason they sent us to the most dangerous route.
Hey, does anyone
It's
not
because
volunteer?
they know we're the best.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Just go on to the intercom. Now listen, everybody. First one to die buys the drinks. That's the rules. I don't make them. I just enforce them.
Doesn't make any sense.
You can put it on my bill. Tab.
All right.
Whatever, I'm not paying it.
You all hop into your fighters. You disengage from the bloated whale. Get into formation around the convoy. Due to having to swing around the orbit of the planet and the moons, you're only really going to have one section of space where you're going to be blurring up against dark space, where the Gigants are coming from. So this is going to be the primary area where you're going to be running into risk of contact. So even though the convoy's been actually traveling for days, this is probably going to be the next couple hours of conflict. And wouldn't you know it, Bloated Whale's long-range scanners begin picking up exotic metallic contacts out from the deep space. In
We got bogeys on the screen, ladies.
And I will move you over to the combat map.
Does that mean bad guys?
Some
Yeah.
little the red blips on your
Stuff
on
for
your
us to
computer.
shoot at here.
Well, then just fucking say it next time. I don't need to hear it and boogies up your nose or whatever.
All right, so you guys should see your tokens there. Little blue ones. So, before we get into initiative and the actual firefighting here, down here you have these little green contact icons. Those are the convoy ships. Currently, there's only one on the map. Each round, another one will appear in Zone 1. They are trying to move around to get down to Zone 6 over here. So they gotta move around like this because the asteroids in Zone 7 are too big for a ship their size to get through.
Gombo,
Mhm.
I noticed that some weapons can destroy space terrain. Are these
Correct.
asteroids too large to impact?
Yeah, you can shoot them.
Okay.
Okay, so skimming the space train bit again. So the slowing wouldn't affect our smaller ships, but the dangerous
Correct.
would.
Yes, it's very they're less likely to damage your ships, but they would affect. Essentially, dangerous terrain. When you enter it or start your turn there, I roll 2d10. If either dice rolls your ship size or lower, you take 1 damage. So if you are a size 3 ship, if either die is a 3 or lower, you take damage. So for the size 7 bloated whale, that is significantly more dangerous, but he can't enter it because of the slowing terrain anyway. Make sense?
Yep. Quick question on range of weapons. How far does a long range, medium range, short range go in this scenario?
Short range would be anywhere within the zone that you're currently in.
Okay.
Medium range would be any adjacent zone.
Okay.
And then long range would be one zone beyond that. So, for example, from zone 1, long range could fire into zone 4.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
You can fire. I set up the zones to be kind of boxy here. So you can fire diagonally, but for movement, you can only just move along the flat side of the zones.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, we have our array of incoming Gigant fighter squadrons. Also, just for your guys' convenience, if you go to the Macros tab in Roll20, I made a macro available to you called public roll or called basic roll. That will be a handy macro that'll basically handle everything you'll need to do in this system.
Okay, so it brings up number of dice as a X factor.
Cool. Is it all D10s?
It's all D10s. So
Cool. Oh, I see now in your PDF where the ranges are. Sorry, I couldn't find it.
no worries. All right. So I shall bring up the initiative tracker. There's no rolling for initiative. Instead, it is by your ship's size. So I will add you guys to the initiative. Then you can just put your ship size in yourself. If any of you are tied, you can just decide amongst yourself what it will be.
Oh, y'all are all.
I
Okay.
think you were in a.
I meant to hit a
Oh,
3.
two, yeah.
Yeah. I accidentally hit a 4. My fat fingered it.
The way I was. Yeah, 8.
And the bigger sizes always go first.
That's interesting. All right. So help me through. So we're technically in combat.
Yes.
All right. And so what type of actions do we get during combat? I mean, I've read through attacking and combat and the rounds, but I'd love to hear you describe it, Gombo.
So, on your turn, you can move your ship if able, its speed. I'll get to the speed in a second. And then you can either attack with a weapon, if you have a piece of equipment that needs to be activated, which I believe like your particle field generator is. You can use your action to activate that, or you can try to perform what is called a stunt, where you describe something you try to do, like use sensors or perform an aerial maneuver. And then when you perform a stunt, you do a dice roll, and every success you get on that roll creates an edge, which has a number of uses as listed in the book there.
So,
music
for instance, if I wanted to stay in this zone and activate my particle field projector.
Almost forgot to put the convoy on there.
Which, in case y'all don't know, that adds shields for everyone in the zone because of the size of my ship.
It makes them harder to hit.
So it makes everybody harder to hit. So I'm going to obviously stay with the convoy.
And your ship's speed is slow, so that means if you want to move to another zone, you can't attack or perform a stunt. You can only move on your turn.
Okay. So can I activate my particle field projector and fire my long-range weapon?
No.
Okay, so it's one or the other. So I'm going to activate my particle... Actually, I'm going to fire. Fuck those guys. We're here to kill.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the advantage at the moment.
Yeah. Let's go. Their ships are smaller than it looks like.
They're like
Vault
fighter
4.
squadrons.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go with the photon lance. I have 2 of those, long range. They are a 2 power, 3d10 accuracy with targeting.
All right. So what you do is describe to me like what your character does for the attack. Like, what is your thought process here? And that can determine what aspect you're using, which is either bold, thoughtful, or reactive. I would say probably in this instance, since you're striking first, it would probably be bold or thoughtful. Bold would just be like, hit him with everything we got. Thoughtful would be like, I want to carefully target which ships I'm going after. And then you can describe...
He's going to stand up out of his ship. Out of his chair. He's going to walk over to the 2 officers sitting at their chairs. I want you to calculate firing at that squadron. I want you to give me a range on that squadron. I want you to double check them. You. Yes, you. Your new name is you. I want you to double check their calculations. I want you Hey, Greenie, I want you to check for those asteroids' rotations. I don't want them running into my firing line. I want those photon cannons ready. Where are all the calculations I asked for?
At least
first slip up.
one of those people is named you, as in YU.
Yes, he just named him you. I don't actually know what his name is.
No, it's you.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hey, you. Do you have the odds for me here?
So then
Comms officer's name is who? I don't know. Is head of maintenance.
What's on first?
All right. So what you're doing here is you're gonna assemble a dice pool here. So that's definitely gonna be a thoughtful. So you take the number of d10s, which is thoughtful, and then let me look at your sheet. One of the traits that you're using, which is always calculate the odds. So that would be your 3d10 from thoughtful plus 3d10 from your trait, and then you add your weapon's accuracy. So for your photon cannon, photon
3d10
lance,
more.
3d10 more.
But I've got 2 of them, so 4d10, right?
Correct.
All right.
And
So
then
we're up to 10d10, bitches.
Yep. So
I hate
then
numbers.
you will roll them, and you're looking to get the ship size or lower. Yeah, the ship size or lower on each of these. And which are you targeting? Are you going to target these Engons or these system crashers?
System crashers sounds terrible.
They are essentially self-guided missiles.
Okay, so have I and Ingons, are they pretty equivalent size-wise?
The system crashers are size 3. Our system crashers are size 4. The Engon fighters are size 3.
Yeah, let's take out the system crashers.
All right.
At first, misspeak and stepping out of his ship had me pictured. Just guy gets up from the middle of this advanced command center, walks over to a wall, camera pans over. It's a screen door. He opens it and chucks a can of beans at the aliens.
That's when we get in close range there, pilot. All right.
All right. So
TN is a 4.
TN's going to 4 because you're targeting the system crashers.
Okay.
All right. So that is 5 successes. What is the power of your photon lance? It's 2, isn't it?
Only a 2.
All right. So the number of successes you roll, which is 5, is added to the power, total effect of 7. I will then compare that to their shields, because photon lances are energy. They have a of 2, which means your attack is successful, and you destroy a number of ships in the squadron equal to the number of dice you rolled, 5. So this squadron of 6 has 5 ships explode, and now it's just down to 1.
Would it be 5 or 7 from the power of the weapon? That's just for calculating it versus shield. Shield goes against an energy weapon, and it gets the power added to it. And then I assume ballistics are going to go against armor.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why weapon diversity is very handy.
Cool.
All right. So, that's successful first blood, taking out several ships. The convoy will spend their full turn moving as a new convoy ship appears to the south. And now it is Piggy's turn.
So, how many convoy ships are we escorting?
Say again?
4?
How many convoy ships are we escorting?
3.
3. Okay. I'll radio in that I'm moving up with the first convoy. And then, playing it safe, I will fire... Which ones are the fighters over here?
Engons.
and guns. And these guys are
System
what?
crashers are like self-propelled missiles.
Okay.
They ram into your ship and they explode and die, but deal a lot of damage.
And are they generally easy to shoot down, or?
They are
Sure.
larger than the Engon fighters, which makes them easier to hit. They're size 4 versus Engons, which are size 3. Bigger the ship, it easier it is to hit. Like, for example, Cope's ship is size 8, so it's 8 or under on a D10 hit them. That's why high armor is good.
Okay. And, okay, so I got 4 of these Hunter missiles that are long range.
Mm-hmm.
So between ballistic and energy, is there any like should I wait to get their shields down or something before I use a ballistic weapon or anything like that?
No, it's just they have armor and then they have shields like you do, and ballistic weapons goes against their armor while energy weapons goes against shield. So some people will have higher armor, some people will have higher shields. It's you don't knock shields down or anything like that.
Then I don't really know which one of these is a higher priority, but these guys are definitely going to like charge towards us soon, so I guess I'll try to intercept some of the system crashers with my Hunter missile. Is that something I can do?
Yep. Definitely within range.
All right, so then it would be accuracy is 3d10.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would combine that with bold, thoughtful, or reactive, right?
Depending on how you describe how you're going with the attack, like Cope did with ordering people to make a bunch of calculations. The more descriptive you get with how you take your actions, you can include more traits and things like that as well to try to boost your odds of success. Kind of a collective narration game is what we're doing.
Yeah, then I'm going to just let loose on the missiles here at the start, try and maybe start a chain reaction with these missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to explode and take each other out, maybe. So, would you say that's a bold?
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair and bold.
Okay, so that would be 3d10 plus the 3d10. So 6d10 would be the total roll?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think there's any foolhardy or selfless action in this.
Right. And
yeah.
the system crashers are size 4. Are you going to be targeting the squadron that was already damaged by the bloated whale, or are you going to be going for a fresh target?
I'll actually go after the one that's already targeted by the bloated whale, if I can tell from this far away.
Yeah, you absolutely can. It's just one fighter by himself.
All right. What is TN?
Target number. So you're looking for a 4 here because that's their size.
Okay. 4.
And it is a flat miss.
Well, what can you do?
There's a lot of high rolls, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I aiming for? Am I aiming for a 4 lower?
A 4 lower, correct.
Okay.
I would highly recommend in the combat section maybe reading about stunts and edges, because edge can be a big factor in helping you hit harder to hit targets.
Okay.
Either way, it is now the System Crasher's turn. They have normal speed, so they are going to Zone 3. This squadron here is going to move into Zone 7, which means they are at risk of the dangerous terrain. They actually took some damage there. So they lose 3 of their ships to the asteroids traveling through Zone 7. Insanity Joe. You, Richard.
Sorry, I was muted. So normal movement speed, I can just move one zone, correct?
Correct. And then you can still do something.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into zone 2. Piggy hears on the intercom between the two ships. Listen, that was a well played shot, just bad timing. But watch this one. I call this one the lazy pelican, as like my engines kind of just go dark for a second as I kind of drift in space and try to lock onto a shot and fire on them. I'm not sure what you would consider. I would assume bold.
Yeah, that you turned off your engines in space. I think that's a fair bold.
Would that go with boisterous too for a trait?
Sure.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna obviously you have to use the longer range since I can't use short range here. So that's 3d10 plus 3d10 plus my boisterous. So that'd be 7. And the target number for these is 4, right?
If you're targeting system crashers, sure are.
Yeah. I'll target a fresh one.
All right.
Ooh, fresh miss. The one time I roll a bunch of 10s.
410.
The one time I can roll high is when you don't want to roll high.
What I liked on Michael's roll was he needed a 4 or below. He rolled a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
You should roll 10, 10, 7, 7, 10, 10, 8.
And
God.
The curse lives on. When I'm supposed to roll low, I can't roll low.
You go, watch this. I call it the lazy pelican. You kill your engines. The momentum causes your nose to point down, and you just like slam your head into the dashboard, and the missile just fires into space.
Anyway. You hear on the intercom really quietly. You didn't see that.
The intercom crackles back. Maybe you should wake it up.
Just need some hair of the dog. I'll be fine. But that's all I can do.
Well, with the ones moving to flank, they might sneak up on our good old captain. So seeing them dip into the asteroids, I'm gonna hit the thrusters, bring the nose around, and launch a spread of missiles into the Zone 7 after him.
All right.
Hopefully able to bring targeting in on this. Let's see. I'd say reactive for 3.
Yeah.
Missiles have an accuracy of 1. Yeah, 1d10 for the missile pod. Sure what else to bring into it. Probably buy the book for maybe, they're flanking us.
Yeah.
Suppressing fire.
That's fair.
That's 5d10, I think. Alright, let's see how this goes. Target number of 4 still, or 2 successes.
Successes.
Souls have a power of 3.
Powers of
And
3 and our
ballistic.
rapid fire, which do more against. Yep. Okay. So it's a power of 3, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
So with the +2 that you rolled there, that is enough to get over their armor. And because you have rapid fire, you also add the weapon's power to the 2 successes you roll for a total of 5 ships taken out. But the squadron already had 3 dead, so it is completely wiped out by your barrage of missiles.
Nice.
I'd like to think he has his nickname because, so they were hiding behind the asteroids, and he fires off just in time. And as they start poking around, coming after either the convoy ship or the whale, a missile impacts with him. So.
Oh, he's anticipating precognition. Nice shot, precog.
Still too many of them. Looks over, just magnetized to one of the cockpit struts as the Fool tarot card.
The Engon squadrons are going to divide and conquer. This one's going to move over here. This one's going to move over here, both into Zone 3. One squadron will... before I talk my mouth off here. Oh, never mind. Their laser beams are short range. I thought they were medium for some reason. Nope, they just move.
The Ingongs were size...
They're size 3. They're like light strike fighters. Their laser beams probably are going to have a much harder time damaging the convoy ships, but against Piggy, Insanity Joe, and Precog, they have potential dangerous.
All right.
Bloated Whale.
All right. Switch target. Switch weapons to gamma cannons. Let's pick up on Zone 3. You. Give me precise calculations. No. I want time before system crashers from Zone 7 are in here. Need them both on my desk. Let's unload gamma cannons on Zone 3 system crashers.
I would point out gamma cannons have bulky 4, which means they automatically miss ships size 4 or smaller. So
it's 4 or smaller. I thought it was up to 4. Okay, well shit, I don't have. Okay, well thank you for pointing that out. If I can retcon that.
I mean, if you fight something bigger, gamma cannons are the highest powered weapon in the game. So
yeah, but I've got a bunch of weapons that won't hit any of these guys. So let's go flak rockets. Inundate Zone 3 with flak rockets. Medium 4, 2d10. Ammo, rapid fire. What does rapid fire do to squadrons?
They do bonus damage against squadrons.
All right.
Yeah, it's a very good
rapid fire. When a weapon with this quality hits a squadron, you add this weapon's power to the total number of successes rolled to determine how many ships are destroyed in that squadron. All right. Going at Zone 3. Hit the system crashers with flak rockets. Do you think it would be similar to before? Thoughtful?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Okay. Calculate nods. And then flak rocket is, I only have one of those, so that's 6, 7, 8. 8d10. Push my button. Shooting at the system crashers, so TN4.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't even need to look at what the damage of a flak rocket is. I know that is enough that you just wipe out one of the squadrons wholesale.
Nice. I was going to the system crashers.
Oh right, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. That's what I did.
No worries, gotta get those torpedoes out of there.
Mm-hmm. More system crashers dead in the water.
All right, good work, fellas. Why don't you fighter pilots get in there and do some of that fighter pilot shit?
All right.
Did he say something? I muted him. Kept going on about are these like automatic convoys? Or
they're just like burning as fast as they can to get out, because it's unknown if it's just going to be an unlimited swarm of incoming gigants, so they're just trying to get to the escape vector as fast as they can.
Okay.
You know, if you think about like a convoy on the ground that's getting ambushed, stopping the convoy in the valley where you're surrounded on both sides is not generally a smart idea.
Look, you've played video games. It's a convoy mission.
It's a convoy mission. Suspend thy disbelief.
We can't radio winning. Oh, hey, hold up a minute.
I mean, they're probably trying to do some evasive maneuvers in their space trucks, but
they absolutely
are.
They're not going to be auto hit by anything. But Piggy,
gonna radio into Insanity Joe to tell him to cover me. I got a plan. And I'm going to, I guess, classic D&D. You tell me what I need to do. I'll tell you my concept.
All right.
I want to classic action movie maneuver the missiles into chasing me and then hitting these fighters.
You motherfucker! I was thinking of doing the same thing.
Well, Piggy, you're a hotshot, aren't you?
I am a hotshot, so I do have reckless maneuvers.
This would definitely be a situation of reckless maneuver.
So I can make a stunt check at TN5 opposed against the enemy. If the hotshot wins, then I can make a free attack against the enemy. So
Yeah, and I will say, because how you're describing your maneuver, for that free attack, I will roll for the System Crasher's kinetic ram instead of you using a weapon, but you can still otherwise generate edge and stuff as normal.
okay, so I need to look at stunt checks.
By default, the TN will be the size of your ship. Or, sorry, no, it's 10 minus the size of your ship. Because
But I
small-
have my custom power core converter, right?
Mhm.
And with this equipment, the hotshot can use their ability and perform a TN6 opposed check against instead of a TN5, and the enemy still performs check against a TN5.
Yep. So you'll have a much higher chance of succeeding. I assume you're wanting to do the full strength System Crasher Squadron?
Yep.
Alright, so they roll only 5 dice. So
All
I'll
right.
roll for
The
them
same
first.
thing where I just add up the bold.
Yeah,
and-
You just add up the pool. This could either be bold or reactive, I would say. Probably bold. Sounds pretty bold.
But you say this is foolhardy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I'm going to add my foolhardy bonus as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 3, 6. What did I add last time? Oh yeah, it was the weapon. So it would just be 6? Or do I use the weapon still?
You do not use a weapon in this.
Okay,
This
so it would just
is
be
a stunt
6.
check. Right.
Versus TN5 or 6?
TN6, which is good.
6.
Yeah, this is yep, okay, so you got 2 successes there. Let's see what they get. 3 successes.
Damn it.
Alright. So they are gonna get a free attack against you. System Crashers, that is. Let me just quickly flip to kinetic ram to remind myself how that works. It's been a bit. Equal to ship size, accuracy, 2d10. Okay. So, an attack against you. So it is going to be 8. And then, what your size of your ship is 4, correct?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so they got 3 successes, which would hit their power. So 7. What is your armor?
My armor is 4.
4. Alright. So that means they inflict 1 point of damage as 3 system crashers catch you from multiple sides and explode into your ship. They lose 3 of their ships, because that's how they work. But now you have to choose one piece of your equipment or one of the core systems to be disabled. So look at like your weapons, your equipment, that kind of thing. And one of those is broken, and you take 1 point of damage.
Okay. Then I am going to disable the plasma bomb.
Mhm.
And I just take a point of damage.
Yep. So, your hotshot maneuver to use the system crashers against the Engons failed, but because the system crashers hit into you, 3 of them were still taken out in the effort.
Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. Anyways, my did I say my plasma bombs or my?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
yeah.
said your plasma bombs, yeah.
My plasma bombs are offline.
Guess
Still
you
in the
smooth I
fight?
ever saw, Piggy.
Yeah, stay snug in your giant fortress over there, bud.
All right. System Crasher's turn.
You
This-
catch 'em, I'll clean 'em and fry 'em.
This squad of 1 is going to attack the convoy. However, this one of 3 that had rammed Piggy is going to try to move to Zone 2 to attack this one. However, since he was engaged in combat with Piggy, that means he is attempting to leave a dogfight. So that means you get an attack of opportunity, Piggy, with one of your weapons.
Okay.
This is almost certainly going to be a reactive attack.
Yeah, so reactive 3d10 plus accuracy with my laser beam
Mm-hmm.
of... What does targeting do?
It essentially lets you do the hold an action to attack something like Pathfinder.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do my laser beam of 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
5d10. What's their size?
4.
4.
All right. And laser beams have a power of 2. Their shields are all right. So that is 3. You, as they attempt to get away from you, you're able to loop around. It's like one of those where you tried to lure them in, but they just blew right past you, and that's why 3 of them hit you and exploded. And as you were like corkscrewing through space, you see the other 3 getting away, and you line them up real quick, and you laser them in the back, and it takes out the squadron.
See, that's what I was trying to do.
But this last one is going to take a shot at the convoy. They do not have a lot in their tank left, but the convoy is easier to hit. Wow, they rolled 3 successes.
That's not good.
And their armor is... Yeah, all right. So the convoy takes 1 point of damage as some of its cargo is blasted loose and is now free-floating in space. But it's still going. It's at 5 of 6 health.
Yeah, unless more show up, that's just leaves the fighters to take care of. What's the scans look like on long range, Captain?
You could try to perform a stunt for that. Either way, Insanity Joe.
So I'm gonna fly into this next zone. As I'm flying in, Joe's not quite paying attention, like everyone assumes he's normally not paying attention, and he's gonna wind up getting into the firing distance of both of these Engon ships. But when he sees that they're both locked onto him, he's gonna basically try to floor it with his drift thrusters and try to get out of the way as they try to shoot him, and hopefully inadvertently have them shoot each other.
Okay.
So basically, he's flying into their shots. But then at the right time, he's going to engage the thrusters to drift out of the way and hopefully have them fire at each other.
All right, so this is going to be a stunt.
Yep.
You can use, you're talking about the drift thruster stuff. You clearly know what's going into the pool. And its difficulty will be 10 minus the size of your ship. You're a size 3, so that's difficulty 7. This is going to be pretty easy.
And then would this be reactive? Or would it be bold? It doesn't matter either way, but
then if it doesn't matter either way, then just this is
sorry.
rolling.
And then I would like to use either what would you choose, Reckless Maverick or High Functioning Alcoholic. The way that I described it, either one could be, but it doesn't really matter again because they're the same. I just realized that.
You can use multiple traits. If you think you're doing this because you're drunk, but you're also being reckless, then I
think he's more doing it because he's drunk. So I'll just use the one.
Use that one. Yeah. If you can describe it where both come into play, you can use both at the same time.
So let's see, that'd be 5, then that one would be 6. So 6 dice, and the target number would be 7, you said?
Yep.
3.
3. All right. So you generate 3 edge for yourself.
Gotcha.
As you fly in between them, and they fire lasers, which makes them scatter out of each other's way, disrupting your formation, giving you an edge in the dogfight. So if you go to the combat section, you can see the uses for edge. So you have some of that now.
You said I had 3?
You got 3 edge, yes. So you can decide how to do that on your next turn.
Yep.
Precog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna burn hard into Zone 2, keep the Satana circus rolling by firing off another volley of missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Picking out my targets carefully, so I think I'll use thoughtful on this one. Probably try to get by the book as well. Just keep it rolling, and it says it's specifically on stunts, the targeting computer. I don't know if that affects straight up attacks.
Yeah, it does not affect straight up attacks. If it does it specifically on stunts, yeah.
Spread out my traits, because one of them I'm going to lean hard on if I actually get into a dogfight. But so 4 dice on this pool, target number of 3 against the Engon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Did you include your weapon accuracy in that?
Oh, right. One more d10. It's a syntax. That was 3. Still not a.
All right. You win some, you lose some.
Yep. But this is the pod, which apparently really is the Atano Circus weapon, as it doesn't have the ammo count on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in my mind image, the missile pod is like all those anime missile volleys that you see, where it's like the million tiny rockets that zip all over the place.
I keep saying it, but you do know that is what that is.
I do not know that's what that was called. No.
Yeah, it's because the animator for that, I forget his whole name, but his last name is Atano, and he was famous for doing that kind of thing.
I've learned something new today then. Yeah, but that's what I was going for. I'm glad you picked up on it. All right. So the Engon squadrons are going to break up. One of them is going to go after Insanity Joe, while the other one is going to target the convoy. So first up, the one on Insanity Joe. So they have...
I'm going to increase or decrease the enemy's target number to attack me with one of my edge.
All right. So then they will be, let's see,
trying to get a 2 or lower, I believe.
Yeah. So this is going to be quite hard for them.
Probably going off of that same thing.
All right. So they get 1 success. They're using a laser beam, which is power
2, I believe.
Power 3.
Power 3.
So what is your shields?
4.
All right, so it equals. I'll double check. Forget if damage greater than or equal to the ship's armor shield. Okay, yeah. So they just barely managed to damage you. So pick one piece of equipment or your core system or something like that that is taken offline as you take 1 point of damage.
Okay. I'll say my hunter missiles are offline.
Right. And now these other squadron of Engons will target the convoy. So that will be 6. Which, oh no, their shields are. Yeah, the convoy don't have much shield, so they take 2 damage. They are at half strength on that front ship. But that is the Engon's turn. Before the bloated whale goes, Captain Tibbets, your long-range scanner operator reports that there is more incoming enemy contacts out in Zone 5. as you see another wave of system crashers along with one of the enemy's dread battle pyramids.
This reminds me of... Did they get to go first?
The battle pyramid, let me check its size, is size 6. So I'll add it to the initiative, but you are still going first.
You're still more bloated than the pyramid.
If you are interested, actually, the battle pyramid is on the cover of the PDF. Because my friend who did the art was one of the playtesters, and she just loved the idea of the battle pyramid. So without being told, she included it.
Nice.
All right, bloated whale.
Is that a battleship on the art?
We never said exactly which ship it is, but it's definitely a larger ship, not a fighter.
Yeah. Oh, this reminds me of, well, it was a secret mission. We were over enemy lines. There were bogies dancing like fireflies all over the sky. I need calculations on Zone 3. I don't want to hit our fighters. Also, don't put me in the path of that convoy ship. No, I need calculations on Zone 4. We're going to set up for when the battle pyramid enters. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a battle on hand. Gonna go flak rockets into Zone 3.
All right.
Now, I don't know if this qualifies, but one of his traits is, remember when this happened before?
Yeah, that would qualify.
And always calculate the odds?
Yeah, you can use both traits.
So basically, you've got 5d10 in traits, and if you can work all your traits into your narrative,
yes,
you can apply that to your attack. Okay.
Yep.
I would say this is reactive, since now he's reacting to the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And flak rockets are 2, so we're up to 10. And he's targeting the end guns in Zone 3.
Their size 3.
Okay.
All right.
Now they are rapid fire.
And what's the power?
They're power 4.
Power 4. Okay. Now I'll bypass their armor by a mile. So you just wholesale blow up one of these squadrons. They're the exact same health either way, so I just picked one. All right. Black rockets fire. Blasting through those end guns, clearing a way for the convoy and your fighter pilots. And now it is time for the battle pyramid. Yeah. Let me just quickly flip through the rule book. Okay, cool. The battle pyramid is going to maintain its position, but it is instead going to angle its weapons, and it is going to fire its plasma beam into Zone 7 to start clearing out the asteroids. Because its plasma beam has the blasting trait.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yep, he started blasting. So that'll be TN 5. 3. So, I wrote these rules, but I still need to check them anyway. All right. So, I'll map layer real quick. How do I edit this text? Hold on. Nope. There we go. And then there we go.
Mhm.
So it'll be faster for the convoy, but now the system crashers have an extra vector of attack. The convoy's turn. The convoy leader is going to radio in to you guys and ask, should we be flying into Zone 7? That looks like oncoming enemy fire, but it is a more direct path for some of us. Either way, the front convoy is going to move to Zone 4, because that's still the fastest track.
God damn it, front convoy.
I'm high on space cocaine.
Continue mission is planned.
I thought I was the insane one.
I'm going to kill them all by myself.
You ever been a space trucker? You know how much meth it takes you to get between planets?
That's like half the cargo.
It was good enough for them fighting in World War II.
But yeah, potentially rear convoy could go to Zone 7. And then that'll make him faster towards the escape vector.
It's up to the captain. I mean, if they keep going as is, they're going to go through Zone 5.
Yeah, what size are they?
They are size 5.
And are they only slow speed? So could they even go into Zone 7?
Zone 7, because of the attack that the battle pyramid just did, increased it to slowing 9, which the terrain only affects size of ships equal to or greater than the rating.
Okay,
So
I didn't see
doesn't-
that you had changed that. I see it now. And Dangerous 6 means...
ships that size or higher might take damage. So they're actually still small enough to avoid the damage.
Yeah,
Oh, go into Zone 7.
Yeah.
absolutely. This is Captain... What the fuck's my name?
Tennille.
Tibbets?
Timian. Tibbets. Redirect all convoys to Zone 7. Proceed, therefore, to Zone 6 following. All fighters, please proceed with caution, but you are allowed into Zone 7 as well. Please note the battle pyramid. We have enemy fire into Zone 7, creating smaller asteroid belts as they destroy space debris. Can you go diagonal between the zones?
No, only on the flat
Okay.
sides.
Okay.
That's why I moved that middle one like that, because it was either that or backtrack.
This is Captain again. Any assholes who go into Zone 5 in a cargo ship, I will personally whip their ass when I see them back on base.
Well, he's probably about to have his system crashed.
Wait, I thought you said we couldn't go diagonal.
Oh yeah, good point. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Do this. As the system crashers divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the simplicity of this because it feels like I'm playing an 80s video game.
Yep, yeah, that's what
So,
I was going for. I'm like, I couldn't come up with homebrew art of all these detailed ships, so I was like, hey, they look like, radar icons.
This is Galaga.
Mhm.
We're essentially playing Galaga.
Okay, so front convoy is probably about to get riggedy wrecked.
Yeah. Unless you roll really poorly.
Alright, so system crashers, squadron size. So that's 8. Okay.
And it's gone.
Boo, 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 boo.
So,
I think it has 4 hit points, so.
yeah,
And it's also got a thing where it's only... But that might only apply to hero ships. for the 2 hit point cap.
Yeah, no, it applies to all ships. All right, so yeah, it only takes 1 point of damage from that because it's not quite double. But that takes 5 of that squadron as they crash into it, and then I do the same thing again.
Oh no! I hit the container full of cabbages.
My cabbages!
No, not the broccoli.
All right, that's another point of damage. It is limping along now. However, that last one did take out its core system, which has crates spill out, creating Zone 4 into slowing terrain. So let me quickly add that.
Goddamn Convoy 1, you're a menace.
Turn in your badge and your gun.
All right. Piggy, situation has changed.
Has. Joe, do you have those handled, or do you want me to come in?
Well, I guess it really depends. Slowing 4, does that mean Piggy would have a hard time getting into that zone?
Yeah.
So if Piggy, you're gonna have a hard time getting into the zone where the front convoy is there, you might want to help get these ones off of me so I can follow in there.
All right, then I'm gonna back up Insanity Joe over here, and I'm gonna hit him with a all-out laser beam. Can I fire all my weapons?
You only pick one weapon at a time.
Okay.
Could I use my edge on his turn to like provide cover fire or anything, or no?
No, that is explicitly an ability of the officer to
Gotcha.
let edge out to other people.
All
Cool,
right.
I just wanted to make sure.
Laser beam. All right, 3, 4, 5. And how big are they?
They are size 3.
3.
All right, that'll hit. So that is 6. Their shields are okay. So that takes out 3 of the squadron because you're using your laser beam.
I laser beam them.
They be beaming.
Freaking laser beam.
I be beaming, they be steaming.
All right,
Screaming?
Precog.
Mm-hmm. Guess I'll burn in hard to this furball and throw it down with my Ripper gun. So, try and be methodical in the targeting. So, I like to use thoughtful for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm gonna be using this one kind of hard, fighty sense, kind of spidey sense.
Mm-hmm.
For 2, let's see, what's the accuracy on the gun? Another 1d10, so that brings it up to 6. And we're just kind of like to go throw in Heavy Reader too, because like he's been reading reports on how these things have fought.
Yeah.
Especially up close.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Target number of 3 for the fighters.
That is correct.
Or
Nice.
the Shredder is 2. So I
Yep.
guess that's a 6 for that. It is also rapid fire.
Their armor is 2, so that'll just wipe them out wholesale. Clears out the N-Gon fighters for Insanity Joe. Insanity
Clear,
Joe.
there's still that big bastard to worry about.
Yep. Joe just takes a swig of his flask. He keeps on him at all time. Forgot to turn off the microphone, so you all just hear him say, "It's Joe time." As he's charging in.
It's Jover for them.
It's over for them. That's better. So I'm gonna go after the one that has the most crashers here, and just try to layer into him with my laser beam. Probably be bold. I'll say this is my high-functioning alcoholic, since I took a swig before I charged in here.
Exactly.
I would like to say this is also reckless.
Yep. You are flying into a wreckage field.
So 3. So 9. And I'll use my 2 edge to reduce the value of, or make it easier to hit them. So the target number would be 2 lower, I think.
Or 2 higher, so it would be 5.
2 high. 5.
Yeah, I know it's a little strange, the fact that a higher number is easier.
It's just used to getting. It's just trying to get used to the opposite of what.
Yeah, it's getting used to the opposite, but it's statistically the same.
Yeah, it's a roll under system rather than over.
Yeah.
So that's 6, and the power is 3.
Oh yeah, no, you wipe out the entire System Crasher Squadron, no issue.
I was gonna say I also have the hit 'em hard where I take an extra ship anyway. So.
Yeah. So you take a sip of your flag, you burp into the microphone and say, "It's Joe time," and then you just fly into the wreckage and just maul them to death.
There's a crate in between all of them that was alcohol, and I aim for that. If I can't have it, neither can you. It just explodes and takes them all with them.
God knows why they were shipping alcohol for a military defense.
I mean, it could be alcohol that's used for sanitation.
Sorry, robots.
Number 1 is steaks. Number 2 is alcohol for any military engagement.
Number 3 is potatoes.
Sorry,
And then
robots.
4
But
is
for
soccer.
you, it's a Jover.
All right. Here.
Are there any more end guns? Yeah.
Are there any Ingons left? Uh-oh, here they come.
Here they go. Flying over to Zone 1 with the bloated whale.
They are contacts in Zone 2.
Didn't see this coming. I thought that was crumbs on the radar. They're
But
right
that
here.
is-
They're
But
on
that
top
is
of
their
us.
entire turn to get onto the battlefield. So.
I'm tired of these motherfucking Ingons on this motherfucking radar.
Joe just comes on. You ever notice that they kind of sound suspiciously like the English?
Okay, so true story about the development of this game. The name Engon Squadron started as a placeholder for me just figuring out what to name the aliens, because it was a joke from my 3D modeling days when an Engon was a bad shape. You just weren't supposed to, it was just a bad shape, and then I just named all the enemy squadrons and ships after shapes, and that just kind of became a thing. My personal favorite in the back page of the bestiary is the Rhombus Destroyer. That's my personal favorite. Someone said that sounds sexual, but
What?
I mean, if you squint hard enough.
yeah.
You don't really need to stretch before you try it.
Bloated
Yeah, I destroyed your mom's rhombus.
Oh, there it is.
whale.
You rhombus, we rhombus, you, me, she, rhombus.
Tibbets is gonna walk over to the table where the 3D hologram of everything that's going on.
Mhm.
Nimitz, over here. This remind you of anything? That's right, Midway. Yamamoto overreached.
I'm sorry. You just referenced a battle from 2,000 years ago.
I think he's failed to read up on his history because it has repeated itself. He doesn't have time to switch out. We're going to focus on Zone 6. I need you to triangulate firing positions on Zone 6. No, I want you to double check his calculations.
I am Julius Caesar, motherfucker.
I didn't know you were Space Patton.
Let's cross this motherfucking Rubicon.
I am reincarnated back from the dead.
Look, no one said that books didn't exist.
Yeah, no, I just think it totally checks out. It's just a funny thing to say. It's like, you know what this space battle against alien robots is exactly
But
like?
we're
The
referencing the
Battle
type
of
of
Midway.
the type
Like-
of general that would know battles from like 3,000 fucking years ago. Cope, you're like
Oh,
crazy.
Oh, they're coming up. They're coming. This reminds me of we used to go to trivia. Like my whole friends group went to trivia. I knew no trivia. It was all pop culture, and it was all like current crap that was going on. We had our one guy who knew all the sports stuff. I would bring my girlfriend back then, my wife now, she knew all the pop culture. So my contribution to the table of 8 or however many of us there were was that I had the connection to my girlfriend and she won, she knew 8 out of 10 questions. We went for maybe 2 years to this place. I only answered 2 questions ever that no one else knew. And one was name 4 of the 5 beaches of Normandy. And as soon as they answered, or as soon as they asked it, I just sat there and looked up, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I don't. What could it be?" I was like, "Wait a minute. Is this the one time that I know the answer and nobody else does?" And anyway. So that was This is that movie.
I had a similar experience in a pub trivia night, except mine was mythology-based questions.
Yep.
However, my question was still counted as being wrong because it was too specific.
I'm in my game, Grandma. What do you need? Okay, I'll get it to you.
I think Richard's AFK for a moment.
Yeah, I think we got aggro.
Yeah, you can roll your
over
attack
for him.
though.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm here. Sorry about that.
Scroll back through that. Thoughtful, calculating, and remember what happened before with the big star on it. And then flak rockets over there.
Who are you targeting?
These Zone 6, the system crashers there.
Gotcha.
They're medium. Does that still count as medium, even though Zone 7's so big?
Yep.
Okay, do I take a penalty for firing through all that stuff?
It is at my discretion whether you do or not, but it's currently been blasted up by plasma beams, so no, you do not.
All right.
Sometimes that might be the case, but not this one.
What's the TN on those?
4.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Not
Ballistic,
even gonna
and
run-
it's rapid fire for squadron.
Yep, that just takes one out
How-
entirely.
How would you do that math? It's a 4 power.
All right, so what it is that they have, since missiles are, because you said this is missile pod, right?
This is a flak rocket.
Flak rocket.
Ballistic.
Also, don't those have ammo?
They do. Ammo 6. I've fired twice. This was my 3rd shot.
Gotcha. Just making sure you're keeping track of that.
Yep.
So that resolves against armor because it's a ballistic attack. So, for example, these system crashers have an armor of 4. So you would take the numbers of success you rolled plus the weapon's power and compare it to their armor. If it's greater than it, so in this case you got 9 total and their armor is 4, then that successfully hits and damages. Because they're a squadron, they lose a number of ships equal to the successes you rolled on the attack, so that would be 5. However, because your weapon has rapid fire, you also add the weapon's power, so it's a total of 9 ships taken.
Oh,
Makes
shit.
sense?
And they've only got 4 in each squad?
Only have 6.
Okay. All right, so that's wiping them out. He's going to come over the comm. The armor's weak on these system crashers. Make sure to use ballistics if you've got them. Because he fired energy at first, and wasn't it like he had to overcome a 6 versus a 4?
Their shields when you hit them before were actually 2. You just rolled lower, so
Oh.
you rolled lower, and also you didn't have rapid fire. So because
Yep. Never mind.
Photon-
Shields are weak. Use your energy weapons.
photon lances are precision weapons. They're very good at hitting things at long distance. Like you could be taking shots at the battle pyramid at this range.
Could it? Could he really?
It's just one zone separating you.
It don't matter, Captain. You just use the weapon that your heart speaks to.
Damn creative flyers.
3, but in long range 4.
Yeah. Battle Pyramid.
Battle Pyramid.
It just shows up on the battlefield and the Gregorian chant starts on all the comm frequencies.
It is going to fire its missile pods, plural, against Insanity Joe.
Joe!
So,
Say it ain't so, Joe.
Have to call me Smoking Joe in a second here.
Show for Joe.
what's your size there?
I am.
There's only one way to know.
3. All right.
Yep.
So it fires a shit ton of missiles. All right. So it gets 2 successes. Powers of its missile pod is 3.
So that my armor is 4, or both of them are 4, so it doesn't really matter which it is. So.
All right. So you take 1 point of damage. So you choose another system to be disabled. You mark it down. You're probably at half strength by now.
I lost my nitro drift thrusters now, so.
So
And
why
you're-
is your son named Insanity Joe?
and remember your ship's core system, which is yeah, that also counts as one that can be disabled.
I feel like it's going to be needed here shortly, so that's why I haven't.
Yep. Yeah, I was just making sure you're aware that even though your size is 3, your actual health is 4 because everyone has got like 1 extra. So
I will call out to Convoy 1. Yeah, I swear to God, if you go into Zone 5, I'm going to shoot you myself, Convoy.
well, actually, there's too much wreckage. I actually can't move right now. I'm stuck in Zone 4.
God damn it.
However, this one will move into Zone 7. This one will move into Zone 6. On the next turn, this convoy will be able to exit.
All those system crashers don't get them.
Speaking of.
We're gonna, if I can, just out of action, I'm gonna come over and say, anyone carrying blasting weapons, we're gonna need to clear out Zone 4 to get that convoy loose.
I believe Precog's missile pods actually could do that.
Just chime in. Down to my lasers, champ.
Right, time for the system crashers to do the doo-doo.
Time for the system crashers to do the system crashing.
Alright, so then their size is 8. Convoy's armor is 5. So that is quite double. So they still only lose 1 point of cargo.
Was that the one in Zone 6 or Zone 4?
The one in Zone 6. Thank you for reminding me about the one in Zone 4.
Oh no.
It's
What
fine.
have I done?
The squadrons have a lower amount of dice to roll as they lose ships. And they all got success. You hear over the comm, Insanity Joe, the pilot. Now wait a minute, I just got a great idea. If I fire the thrusters in reverse and then a ship flies into its bridge, the entire ship explodes.
I was never a fan of Uno. Dose Trace, you better hang in there.
That is that squadron dead. Now it's
The one in Zone 6 lose some birds as well, because they're missiles.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Down to 2. Piggy.
All right, I am going to traverse into the treacherous terrain over here, but it's not so treacherous because none of its stuff affects me. Then I'm going to hit these system crashers with my long-range hunter missile. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And these things are 3?
The system crashers are size 4.
4.
Alright. What's the power on your missiles there?
The missiles are power 6.
Yeah. That'll wipe them out.
Just the pyramid left.
And the end-ons, too.
They're coming up from behind.
At least everyone other than the bloated whale might be able to outpace the Engons.
You guys take care of the convoys. We'll manage the fireflies coming in.
Precog.
Okay, so I'm burn into zone 4, going evasive maneuvers and trying to hose the pyramid down with any sort of ECM I can get, even if I just have to shine my fucking communication laser at whatever looks like a sensor port on it.
Yep.
Beep, 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 beep.
So to be clear, is this an attack or are you attempting to perform a stunt to get edge on the battle?
Attempting a stunt.
All right, yeah, then your sensors and stuff would definitely come into play on this one.
So I'm going to go with reactive as the base for that, because I'm sure it's taking pot shots at us.
Oh, yeah. Firing a shit ton of missiles.
Fight sense for 5. Because precog.
Mm-hmm.
Get the... Well, that's a fun one. How many reports do you think there have been of successful engagements with the battle pyramid?
A couple. It's one of their mid-range cruisers. You're not fighting one of the dreaded death orbs.
Not the death orb.
Yeah, the death
No,
orb.
You really have to worry when the battle pyramids combine and they become a battle diamond.
Oh no! It's a conquest isosceles.
So on that and
A demon dodecahedron.
Oh, I'm writing that one down. If we sell 200 copies, I will criticize a supplement with the demon dodecahedron.
Use a targeting computer for an extra D10 on the calculating flight paths. Target number would be 7 because 10 minus 3.
Yep.
6.
Generated nice 6 edge for yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need it against capital ship.
All right, Sanity Joe, you're beaten up.
Yep. As I'm flying by the wreckage of the first cargo ship, I'm trying to get a little bit left in my flask, but I realize it's empty. Look at the ship, back of my flask. Another one gone, huh? I look up to see a little bobblehead that I stuck to the top of my ship that had just a little cat that says "hang in there" while it's hanging from a branch. Like, I will hang in there. And I am going to fly towards the battle pyramid. And I am going
how come
to.
I have like this mental image of that in the feet section of your cockpit? There's like like an empty McDonald's cup.
There totally would be. But it's called McSpaceys.
Yeah, McSpaceys, of course.
So I am going to fire upon this ship.
All right.
I would like to use my Reckless Maverick, as well as probably my High Functioning Alcoholic in this.
Tell me, Richard, is there or is there not a pair of fuzzy dice hanging?
No, I have the bobblehead cat. I don't need
Oh,
dice.
okay.
It says hang in there. Oh, what's the target number for this?
6.
That'd be
Nice.
an 8.
Is what type of weapon are you attacking with?
Laser beam.
Laser beam, so it resolves against their shield.
Power 3.
So power 3. Ooh, ye lucky bastard. You just beat their shields.
And I do have the hit 'em hard. Is this considered an ace?
Yes, it is.
So I can choose which piece of equipment is disabled.
Alright. So, they have missile pods, plasma beams, a particle field, extra shields, and extra armor.
I'm going to hit them in their extra shields.
Alright, so that reduces their shields. I'll just find a nice little icon for this.
Fuck you.
I just go on the intercom. I targeted their shield systems. If you have some lasers, hit them with them while I'm still alive, and go, Joe!
That's bullshit. There's no way that piece of shit did anything to it.
You just hear in the background, Joe! And I'm just wailing it out.
G.I. Joe!
Let's go, Joe.
Down with Cobra!
Cobra!
You know, they actually did recently make a G.I. Joe TTRPG, and I'd be interested in reading it if the PDF wasn't $40.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm like, no, I'm willing to put out money for curiosity, but that's too much.
Yeah. But that
Yeah,
is my
man.
whole turn.
Go back to things that are burned on a primal level in my brain. That opening song.
Oh yeah.
G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, the opening of the G.I. Joe movie where they're freaking fighting all Cobra over the Statue of Liberty is fucking fantastic.
That was,
That's why
that was a very great popcorn movie, I will say. People like to shit on it, but it's one of those ones you go into, you know what it is, and you have a good time.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's such a shame that the G.I. Joe TTRPG is so priced because the same people that made that around the same time released a Power Rangers and Transformer RPG that used the same system. And then they had supplements for how to do crossovers between those
Jesus
three.
Christ, that sounds amazing.
I'm like, that sounds amazing, but I don't want. I would love someone's playing a Transformer, someone's freaking G.I. Joe,
Someone's a fucking
a
Green Ranger.
a Megazord, and you have to fight a Decepticon hijacked by Cobra. That sounds great. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious.
I'd wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to watch that.
Yeah. Anyway, Engon Squadrons. This one is going to head into Zone 3. This one is going to go to Zone 1 to engage the bloated whale. Meanwhile, 2 more squadrons appear in Zone 2.
Nice.
So, Engon Squadron going to engage the bloated whale.
So, are they just able to enter from any square?
Not from any square, particularly zones 2, 3, 4, and 5, because they're the ones. I'll explain. I'll give some behind the scenes stuff after it, but for now, that's 8 total. What is your size there, Cope?
8.
8. All right. So these are energy weapons. So they have a total of 8 there. So what is your shields?
Shields are an 8.
An 8. Wow, nice. All right, so you take 1 point of damage. So you're at 8 of 9, and then you choose 1 piece of equipment or weapon that is disabled by the attack by the fighters.
Mm.
Yeah, unless you have the ability that Richard has, the person who's damaged always chooses what is disabled.
Okay. All right. I'm going to allow my, I guess, gamma cannons to be disabled. So it's either the weapons or the equipment we chose, right?
Yes, and if you have multiple of a weapon, then you just disable one, not all of them all at once. So if you've got like 2 gamma cannons, then only one would be disabled.
Oh, well then I'll do that. That's a good tip.
Yep,
Okay.
then you'll just lose 1d. It's a benefit to having multiple of the same weapons, is that you just slightly reduce its accuracy, but other than that, it's still functional.
Okay.
It's one of the perks of being a big ship.
Does your ship die when everything's disabled on your ship?
When everything's disabled, yeah.
Okay, so the big ship, much easier to hit. It's pretty much going to be hit every time.
Much easier to hit, but it's got a lot more gizmos, and it's a lot beefier. The little fighters, like everyone else have, are much harder to hit, but they can't take as much damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like,
so they can only be hit like 3 times, whereas the big ship can be hit 8 times.
Yes.
I've been hit twice, and I've lost half of my systems already. So.
Yeah.
So I'll have you know, as written in the rules, it is actually impossible to be one-shot, even in the smallest ship. You can be almost killed, but you can't be one-shot.
Yeah, I saw that the max damage is 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because the smallest ship possible, the Hermes class racer, is size 2, so that means it has 3 health total.
Gotcha.
So I didn't want.
It's that so like after all your systems or weapons are disabled, you still hang on for 1 more shot.
Because you have your core system, which is your
Gotcha.
ship's model special ability that can also be disabled.
Okay.
But that is the Engon squadrons, and it is back to the bloated whale.
We're not going to be the Yorktown. Look, Nimitz, you remember what happened to her. Let them come in.
No.
Let's keep our fire. He didn't even acknowledge the response.
Yeah, I like how everyone he has are probably all new cadets because everyone keeps quitting.
I just love the idea that you're just asking cadets, like, you remember what happened to the Nimitz? No, I do not, sir.
We're going to concentrate on our mission here. We're not going to get bogged down in the attacks that are oncoming. What's our mission? It's to protect these cargo ships. Let's get them through Zap 7 and 6. I want you to calculate a firing triangulation on Zone 3. Let's take out those N-guns. No, I want you to start looking ahead at the calculation on what's around us. Protect our borders.
All right.
And with that, he's going to fire his... Shut my sheet. Shit. Same thing. The ammo-based rocket at...
Black rocket, yep.
Yeah, at Zone 3. If my sheet will come back up. There she is. All right, so... still being reactive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Calculate nods. Remembering what's happened before. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rockets are +2, so 10.
And the
TM
3.
3. Small guys.
All right.
Now this is the squadron killer.
Right, so your blasting would be in. Their armor is not very high. Yeah, it's 2. So, and your flak rocket's base power is 6, right?
No. 4.
4. Okay, so then that would be 6 with that. Okay, cool. So you still take them out.
So 4 plus the roll of 2 makes a 6. It bypasses their armor, or it meets their armor.
So that's enough to deal damage.
Which
so
damages.
normally that would be only 2 ships taken out because you rolled a 2, but because your flak rocket is rapid fire,
it adds the power of 4, so it becomes 6.
Yep, taking out 6 ships in the squadron.
Cool.
All right. The gun platform's doing its work. All right, Insanity Joe.
Yep.
Your Your monitor lights up as the battle pyramid has begun trying to put on some target locks. It is going to be performing a stunt to generate edge as it's calculating. So, let's see, it's number
It flips over on its top and spins.
It's charging
Suddenly
its
you
attack.
hear dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
All right, so it generates 2 edge for itself.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
May the Schwartz be with you.
However, this convoy manages to escape,
Yeah.
and this one moves to Zone 6. I believe all the system crashers are dead.
Wow, we're real life heroes.
Don't worry, only 1/3 of the convoy. All right.
Hey.
That means we saved 66%.
You look like you got it handled over there, bloated whale. What
Yeah.
is that?
I'll probably be able to pop each squadron as it comes after him. Or even after, if it comes after
So,
us.
how many spaces can I move through at medium speed?
You can just move into one adjacent zone.
Ugh. Lame.
If you have a medium or long range weapon, you can still fire on people.
Yeah,
from a space
exactly.
away.
Only the bloated whale it has the whole thing where he can only shoot. You can move and shoot.
All right. Then I'm going to try and attract some of the attention of the longer range weapons off of Insanity Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So I will shoot at it with my Hunter missile. It's 3d10. 3d10. And would you say that's selfless with the description?
Sure. Why not?
Cool. Because Cope's been adding that one bonus pretty much every round.
Yep.
So I was
Nope.
call bullshit if you want to let me do this one.
Oh, I said yes. Don't at me, bro.
So what is that? That's 6, 7, 8. And how big is the pyramid?
It's size 6.
6.
Nice. So let's see. This is missiles, you said?
Yes.
All
And
right. And ballistic. So, all right. What's the power of those? I don't remember it all off the top of my head.
It is 6.
Power 6. Oh, right. Yeah. All right. So that is plus the successes because you got a lot of successes. So that's 13. That is more than double its armor, which means you disabled 2 things on it. So I'm going to say you crack one of its armor and then also disable one of its plasma beams. Thing's taking some pretty serious hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finish him off.
Precog.
Well, gonna burn in hard, firing off missiles. Gonna burn 3 of this edge to get a +3 on my attack.
Yep, so instead of being size 6, it would be size 9.
And just if you didn't see it, Kenneth, all edge you have ends at the end of your turn. So if you don't expect
Yeah,
it,
but my my ability has
Yes,
Gotcha.
he's the professional, which means he lets it hang on to as long as he wants.
okay, just wasn't sure if you had
Yep.
anything like that. So
Yep, so I'm going to go with thoughtful, because I'm also kind of leaning into the superstition, firing off in bursts of 7, and trying to fly in different fortune symbols as I interpret them for flying. So, let's see. 3, 4, 6 from flight sense. 7 from heavy reader. Missile pod accuracy brings it up to 8. All right. 8's a good lucky number, too. Target number 9. Let's see what we get. 7. Power of 3 on that, so 10.
10, and this is targeting its
Ballistic.
armor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that will... Oh, no, its armor is reduced by 2, so it's actually 4 right now, so you also do 2 points of damage. Alright, so that is just going to completely take its missile pods offline. You guys are just shredding through this battle pyramid when it's down its fighter support. Insanity Joe.
Yeah. Seeing as everyone's been disabling the weapons, he's gonna jump at the chance at the weakness and start aiming for their systems. Just going to fly like way too close for comfort against the battle pyramid to try to get a good shot. Banking on my reckless. And let's see. Basic roll.
I will say it is going to use both of its edge to make it so that way it's a difficulty 4 rather than a difficulty 6 to hit it.
That's fair. You said 4?
4, yeah.
1 success.
1 success. What weapon are you using?
Laser power 3, but I think its shields have gone down a little bit since that first shot I did.
Yeah, its shields are at 8 right now, so unfortunately that is absorbed by its... It used its scans that it did on you to angle its shields to do more of a point defense thing rather than a general bubble to nullify your incoming lasers. Engon squadrons are going to close in on the bloated whale.
Bring us down.
I like how Cope has not moved the entire time, and the rest of us are all over this corner.
I mean, you guys still need to reach the escape vector after the convoy gets out.
Did he manage to blow
wait,
that one up?
I didn't know we had to leave.
Yeah.
He blew one up. I didn't notice.
He said that he blew one up in the zone 3.
Ah.
That was pursuing the convoy.
Yep.
But you will definitely have slowing and dangerous, right? If you go into zone 7.
Zone
I
7.
can go in. I'm under slowing. I am over dangerous.
Yeah, he might take damage from it, but the slowing will not affect him.
My plan is to sit right here and kill everything that comes into this vector.
So, speaking of everything killing, Engon squadrons.
I want a complete genocide of whatever the fuck this is.
So,
I hate this damn ship's name, and I will make sure she goes down today.
the entire crew on the bridge, like, wait, what?
Make sure my escape pod is ready. All you other assholes go down with the ship.
All right, so that would be 11 against your shields.
Oh, yeah.
What's your shield?
Defying all galactic
An
safety regulations.
Okay, so you
The
take 1
bloated
point of
whale
damage.
has only one escape.
How much?
1 point, so just 1 system down.
All right. Let's see
Here.
what I'll take down.
Here comes another squadron's attack. That will also equal your shield. That will also beat your shields of 8, so you take another point of damage.
Okay.
According to the captain, it inspires a sense of urgency in the crew.
And okay, so that's a total of 3 points of damage as these squadrons just rip into you.
Wait, hold on. 3 points from this round of attacks?
Yeah, because it's 3 squadrons each independently attacking you, so it's 3.
Okay, because I already have 1 damage. So
Yes.
taking 4 damage.
That's why I give you the health bar of 9, so that way it's easy to keep track of on your token.
Okay.
They're ripping into the whale.
It's fine. That ship's invincible.
Captain, we are
something.
not invincible!
At least that's what the captain told me.
Pig, you got any long range you can help out that whale?
Said he trusted it so much he equipped it with only 1 escape pod.
and I would like that. Only 1 escape pod and no extra armor or shields. Like, if he had taken, like, 1 extra shield, that would have made his shields 10, and I think only 1 of those attacks would have gotten through.
You know, I had both of those on here, and then I read the particle field projector, and I thought that was better.
It
But
is really good if you're strategic, depending.
Yeah, it's got to be coming from. I mean, this is our first playthrough,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's fun.
100%. Yeah,
It's
and
fun.
different. And this is an escort mission where there's lots of movement.
Yeah,
Like
and-
defending Odysseus' base would be a hold the line where you're probably gonna like be holding a point. So popping up a shield is great.
Yeah. Anyway.
Loaded
All right. Fellas, it doesn't matter how many of them are out there. Remember your Battle of Thermopylae. Remember your 300. Remember where they stood strong and the many broke against the few. That is
Didn't
us
they all
today.
die, Captain?
Didn't they lose?
They did, except for the one who got away to tell the story.
I think you're forgetting that everyone in history is already
He
dead
glances
now.
over to his escape pod.
Captain,
Glances back.
Captain, that was the movie. I'm pretty sure that's not how that happened. There wasn't like just one guy left, like in the movie.
Yes, I've told you not to talk anymore. Be quiet. You calculate destruction of every enemy that moves around us in Zone 1. New, calculate safe trajectory of my escape pod to Zone 6. No one else hear what I just said last.
The escape pod jettison.
It's
You was
actually
on
on a
it.
course for the sun.
You and No are on it.
Fellas, we're near the end. If you've got them, light them. I meant cigarettes. No, not your grenades.
We're not allowed to smoke on the ship, Cat. That's a horrible safety hazard.
It's a recycled atmosphere. It doesn't go away.
Right. If we're all dead, what does it matter if you get cancer?
Captain, have you been
20 years?
smoking in here?
Is that why
Damn it.
Jimmy got cancer?
Oh man.
Fire flak rockets in every
Okay.
calculated direction that you just sent out.
Okay. So I am going to say I don't think your knowledge of the past is gonna apply to this one because you're kind of
That's
losing your
fine.
fucking mind.
That's fine. I would say reactive. Since
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah,
closing
you're-
in on us.
You're being swarmed by multiple squadrons.
Are we still getting calculations?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
All right.
Even though that fire it all across all calculations is just fire randomly, but I'll give
Fire across all calculations.
Who took calculus? All right, hit fire.
Don't worry,
Fire
the captain
across-
said he's firing more missiles.
use
What's
your
that
calculations to fire. Guy pulls out a textbook and hits the button with it.
Fire on all coordinates. Captain, do you know what that means?
TN 3.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
Still got rapid
Starting to
fire.
wonder what he's been
Still got
smoking.
so that
in
will
here.
still take out one of the squadrons.
Nice. They may throw themselves upon me, the rock on which they broke.
Not too much more.
It's okay. We'll probably live through the next few minutes.
This is just like its last ship, the Lyab. Or at least that's what the marking said after it was destroyed.
The battle pyramid is going to take a shot at Piggy. He inflicted the most damage last time. On its last leg, but it's still got fight left in it.
You can't hit me!
Your size
You can't
is
shoot the
4.
shooter.
It's going to be shooting with its plasma beam. Okay, hold on. Okay, I got that wrong. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, yeah. 9. Alright, so that'll hit, and with its power, that's 10 against your shields.
Joe, why can't you kill this fucking thing?
What's your shields there?
My shields are 2.
Alright, so you lose 2 systems. As you have a very close call knocking you around as a massive plasma beam roars past.
Alright. I guess I'm going to lose my hunter missile and my core system.
Alright. Forget when your core system goes down, you the extra ammo. All your ammo is reduced by 2.
But I've just deactivated both my weapons that use ammo.
Never mind, then it doesn't matter. However, the last convoy ship manages to escape. Mission successful. The convoy is away. Now you guys just need to reach the escape vector. Piggy.
Convoys cleared the combat zone.
Not before this fucking battle pyramid hits the ground. Also, do I need to subtract my health by 2 here?
Yeah.
Be a good idea.
Just yeah, you guys just got a Yeah, this is Ensign Yu from the Bloated Whale. I think the captain is trying to kill us. Please help.
You might want to take care of that, Piggy. It's going to be a long flyback if we're stuck in the cockpit.
All right.
Also,
Not
I'm
to
pretty sure
mention the thousands of lives on the aircraft carrier.
I also left my best
Yeah.
whiskey there, so I am personally invested.
Not
Well,
quite
I don't have any
40K.
longer range weapons anymore, so
Oh yeah,
Oh,
your missile
shit.
pods were disabled.
I'm closing in, but I can't fire on anything yet.
Precog.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna keep dogfighting this dude. Actually, does that even count since it's a cruiser and I'm a fighter?
It's
It's more of a cat and mouse
it's,
game.
It's technically not a dogfight, but rules-wise, it is. Like it would still if you disengage without a safety vector, it's still a shot. Got one weapon left.
They're tracking you, buddy.
Mhm.
Well, I'm be flying all around it, dumping munitions into it. I spot a little port or something that looks like a symbol for destruction from some mythology, probably Buddhist. And just unload on that son of a bitch. For
It's the exhaust.
that.
It's the exhaust port from the sacred religion of Star Wars. I
Mhm.
mean, why else would everyone put on those robes and go to great conventions?
I wield the sacred power of probably Buddhism.
I'm gonna dump my last 3 edge into upping its target number to 9 again. So 8
Alright.
power of 3, so 11 armor.
Armor, and its armor is 4. So, your rockets find their mark, and it says also chain reaction within its fuel source, and the battle pyramid explodes. Let's delete it.
Yeah.
Red X,
Multiple
top the red.
fireworks shows on multiple planets across the universe as the Death Star goes down.
That was just a Star Destroyer.
That was a size 6. That was an escort cruiser, guys.
All right, back me up, Joe.
You can still move though if you want. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can attack and move. So I guess I'll.
I think
head
Ken's
down
the
to
only one that
zone
has long range
6.
weapons left.
Yeah. I have to.
Sanity Joe.
I can really just move one time. That's all I can really do.
Well, wait.
Let's go.
I got
I
a question. What's the difference between fast, normal, and slow speed? Can't they move 2 zones?
No,
Fast can.
Normal can move
Fast
and
can.
shoot.
Fast can move twice and shoot. Slow can either shoot or move 1 zone.
Yeah, we're all normal speed here.
Mhm.
Except for you.
Oh.
Yeah, you're slow.
Yeah. But I just go on the intercom and basically tell the bloated whale to get their ass moving.
Speaking of which, Engon's gonna have a good time. So that is 9 against your shields, so that's probably another point of damage there.
Yep.
And 10 against your shield, so that's another point of damage.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah, the only fast of the basic holes was that Hermes Racer. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here comes some more
Hey,
ships.
more of them.
Invasion force, remember? Bloated whale.
Would you like to continue living?
Hold on, I gotta mark down what's gotten disabled.
Mhm.
Get out of here.
Just
very
screaming into the captain's ear about how you better not make me lose my whiskey from the 1900s.
A very easy thing to do is on the Roll20 handouts, you can highlight something, and then you can, at the top, you can hit the put a line through it, so you can still see what it is, but then it's got a line through it, so you know it's destroyed.
Yep.
Pretty handy.
All right. I guess I gotta move. Can you disengage move, or are you always gonna take an attack of
The
opportunity?
only way you can do that is if you had edge to spend, but you haven't generated any edge the entire fight, so you don't have anything. So you're gonna get an attack from each on your way out.
Do I have a long range radar? Can I see if more troops are coming in, more ships
Yes.
after?
There's definitely more, because more just came in up here.
I hate to go down limping. All right, she's gonna move to zone 7.
Alright.
At least in zone 7, we'll be able to cover you.
Alright. 3. So I believe that's 1 more point of damage against you.
Yep.
And then for the dangerous terrain.
Of course, this might get you killed.
Yep. That's why I was like, I'd rather just stay and fight than die in an asteroid belt. That's no fun.
Equal to or lower. Alright. Alright, so you take 1 point of damage from the asteroids.
Down to 1, fellas. What? Where's the captain? He said he had to take a bathroom break, but haven't seen him in a few minutes. And why is the red light flashing above the?
And in classic Piggy style, he's gonna radio in to everyone else, tell him to get out of here. He's gonna hold him off. He will engage. I'm gonna do a stunt.
Alright.
It'll definitely be a reckless maneuver, but I basically want to attract the attention of these guys away from the bloated whale, so they don't
Yeah.
pursue it.
Absolutely. So, let me see. I'm pretty sure that's just going to use all your stuff in it. So you can go ahead and roll that. You're looking at TN6.
Okay. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Yeah. And it's a TM what, 6?
I believe so, yes, if you still have your custom power converter.
Yes.
Gotcha. Nice. All right. So they would need to literally roll a success on every single die to equal it, and then it would still go to you. So, yeah. So you get 6 edge, and you can still attack this turn.
Yep. So going to hit him with another attack. Because it's a reckless maneuver. So 3. Do I have the traits to the attack as well?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this will be 10 dice.
And they are size 3 unless you wish to spend any of your edge to increase it. So you may want to hold on to that 6 edge to boost your own defenses when they all swarm on top of you.
So how much edge do I have?
6.
6, and I can just spend 1 to increase it a little bit?
Yeah, you can spend 1 to make it TN4 instead of TN3. You can technically spend all 6 and make it TN10 and automatically hit, but that might be a bit much.
All right, I'll spend 2 to make it TN5.
All right.
Yeah, you can spend it to increase yours or decrease theirs.
Right. All right, so what's the weapon you're using?
I'm using the laser beam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Short range laser beam.
And
Power
got
3.
4. Okay, yeah. So that will take out 4 of that squadron. Okay. Scoreboard, you pulled a reckless maneuver, generated a ton of edge, still took kills.
All right.
Precog.
Guess I will use my missile pods to clear a path for the bloated whale, now captainless and probably performing better.
No, that flashing red light means his escape pod got jammed in the tube.
So what? I didn't notice.
Means the janitor got scared.
Essentially, it's just a weapon attack where you still add your accuracy. It's just going to resolve against TN5. Every success that you roll on the attack will increase the terrain ratings. And once they hit 10, they just disappear entirely.
Okay, so I still add like thoughtful and reactive to that.
Yep.
Right.
All that stuff. I would say this is definitely thoughtful because you're doing it as a strategy.
Like to also add by the book to it at least. And accuracy for pods is 1, so that's a total of 5. 5 versus 5. So, I was gonna say it takes some Richard luck to not hit that at least a couple times.
Yep.
So it'd make it what, danger 8?
Yes, it would make it danger 8.
So still might get the whale. Well, I tried. But I'm also gonna fly in to hopefully intercept anything that manages to evade Piggy.
Oh wait, you used your missile pods, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's a blasting, so you add your power in addition to what you roll, so you made it higher than that. So you just eliminated the terrain effects entirely.
Yep. Excellent.
Excellent.
Woo!
Suddenly the captain's back in the chair. I had absolute faith the entire time.
Captain, why do you have on a life vest?
I had to take a... I'm sorry, I was going to make another joke, but the idea of a person donning like a World War II life vest in space is
Oh.
Insanity Joe.
Gonna just use my move to fly into zone 7. I mean, yeah, I don't need it. Okay, and he's actually just gonna start broadcasting into the Engun ships as much as he can. He doesn't know if they can actually receive it or not. Just blaring whatever music he has available in his ship, just to annoy them at this point, and hopefully distract from them trying to shoot the whale.
Highway to the danger zone.
So this is going to be a stunt. I definitely say this is more of a thoughtful.
Yeah, it's not going to be very successful, I imagine, but
I would allow
I'd say
you
boisterous.
To be, boisterous, perhaps high-functioning alcoholic, probably not reckless.
No.
Did you guys see that story of that one guy who like rammed his car into a police precinct, blaring "Welcome to the Jungle"?
What a legend.
What's the target number?
Normally it
He's
was
going to
your
jail
ship,
for like
since
20
you're
years.
targeting them. I'm going to say it's going to be target number 3.
Target number what?
3.
3. Okay. 1.
You generate 1 edge for yourself. Scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. And gone.
That police precinct story, back in like the early 2000s, my buddy was on the first naval cruiser to go back into Russian waters in the North, I believe it was the North Sea, and they were blaring on the radio back in the USSR.
I would have chosen the Rah Rah Rasputin song, but that's just me.
All right, so
He was the lover of the Russian queen.
Yeah.
Piggy. So the first up here is the small squadron of 2 ships. They're only rolling 4 dice to try to hit you at difficulty 4. Do you want to spend any edge to lower that, or do you want to say, because you still have, I believe, 4 edge left?
Yeah, can I just lower that to 1?
You can also
you
lower
wanna
it to
do-
2 for both attacks. if
Yeah,
they're
you
gonna
could
both
lower it
attack
to
you.
2 for both attacks, or you could risk it with just this one and then use it on the bigger dice pool. However you want to split it up.
All right, I'll 2 for both attacks.
Okay. Also remember that if you want to get away without being shot, you need to dump 1 edge. So if you want to fly.
If you want to basically disengage, you need to save 1 edge, huh?
It's just 1 edge minimum.
Oh, I don't plan on disengaging these guys.
Okay.
I told him
alright.
I'd hold him off.
So you spend 2 edge on this one, so it's difficulty 2. They only get 1 hit with their lasers, so that's 4 against your shields.
4 against my shields, which I think are 2. Yep, they're 2.
All right, so you take 1 point of damage. This next guy also lowers it. Same thing again. I think that destroys you.
Piggy's
Yeah.
dead now.
It definitely does.
So,
Red one, pull up!
does Piggy like eject, or are you saying this is his death?
This is definitely his death for Piggy.
Okay, so Piggy dies. Very on brand for your inspiration, I will admit.
The last words you hear from him are, "No, I'm all right."
It came from behind.
Bloated whale. You have an opening to get to zone 6.
Yep, red one's gonna move on. I mean, red one's already moved on, but the bloated whale is now going to get to safety.
All right. Piggy is dead. Precog.
Yep. Well, let's see.
Run away!
Unfortunately, yes. Gonna launch a volley of missiles at this one and back off. Probably reactive. Won't use any of the other ones except heavy reader. And I don't think anything else applies at this range. Yeah. And it's 3 against the Ungon.
Yes.
Missiles go wide.
it's
Shot
a
down
hard
one
whiff.
approach. Then I'll
Insanity Joe.
keep up the way.
How about Insanity? No, I already saw one person die.
All right.
I think we can just make it home free unless they have long range weapons.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, unless you guys do something really reckless, you're gonna be able to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here, baby.
All right. Despite the loss of one cargo ship and call sign Piggy, you guys do manage to break free.
We will
With a
forever.
mission success.
We will forever remember Penelope.
So, of the 18 cargo units of the convoy, you guys made it out with 11 intact. Congratulations on completing Operation Illiad.
R.I.P. Rest in space, Piggy.
So here's a honest question for you guys. Is this something that you would want to have as a one-shot back pocket in the future? Because if that's the case, then we could quickly do downtime actions on your trip back to Fort Odysseus, or we could just call it here. I know we're not going to be doing any more combat.
Hell yeah, I love this.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
that was great.
The fact that we all had our separate ships,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna roll a 1d20 to see if I can add a +2 to the pilot's roll to see if they can hit. You know,
Mhm.
that was fantastic.
But to be honest with you, I mean, obviously, I was trying to kill Piggy.
Yeah,
There's
no,
no, like, Piggy was
I
making
picked
out.
up on that.
I could see you morphing this into like a Mech Warriors game.
Oh yeah.
Anything where you pilot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
it was
of using a version of this D10 system for Pathfinder, like army combat.
Mm-hmm. Well, then how about for some funsies? We quickly do the downtime actions here. So you guys are free to, if you have the PDF open on page 14 between missions, you can talk about repairing ships while you're in transit. So let me
Alright.
quickly roll to see how long your trip is back to Fort Odysseus. 8 days. All right. So here, why don't I give you guys an extra handout in characters?
Do they get bonuses for repairing in the carrier?
It's
Yes,
a higher
actually.
Yeah, I saw that. I was reading that.
Yeah, target number of 6 compared to well, what you'll probably have to do with a 2.
Yeah.
All right, so I am giving you guys a handout called Supply Tracker.
I'm just putting it out there that Tibbets totally owes his life to Piggy.
So, in that handout, you guys are going to have, if someone wants to note this down, you're going to have 2 supply points per person at the end of this mission. So that's going to be 6. And you have an additional 11 supply points due to what you saved from the convoy. Now, I will let you know that the defense of Odysseus base will have some extra options if you have excess supply points. But you are free to spend them as you want to try to repair or modify your ships as you travel here.
Okay, so anyone noted anything down? Or?
Yeah, that was a lot of numbers.
Here, I'll just write down it myself real quick.
You know how it is if you hit save after someone else edited
Yeah.
it.
A number of successes equal to the ship's size in order to repair.
Yeah, smaller ships are easier to repair than capital ships.
Yeah.
However, remember, you get 1 roll per day, and you have 8 days of travel. So there you go. If you look at supply tracker, 6 supply points, 11 supply points from convoy. Any that you're able to save from the convoy could be used in the defense of Odysseus base in the next session.
Precog brought his ship back in with nary a scratch. Not because he was hanging back, but totally because he's psychic.
Yes. He's the so there's cut content, and one of them was the idea of an Esper archetype, but I cut it because it just feels super unnecessary. And then you freaking try to build Luke Skywalker over here.
Well, I did shove a torpedo down an exhaust port.
Yes, that's literally how you build it.
I've already got an idea for my next character, so don't even worry about it.
You want me just to give you a sheet if you want us to work on that?
Yeah, if you want to.
Sure.
Although I think, I need to, I think 2 supply points if I want to fully repair my ship. Which I probably would want to, so. As far as modifications go, the only thing I would want to get is a kinetic ram, because that sounds fun in theme for my character. But I don't know how much we're going to be spending on getting this freighter back up and running, because Tibbetts kind of ran that thing to the ground.
Hey, look, I took out a lot of enemies.
Alright, you should have Nick 2 there, Michael.
Cool.
So yeah, anyone who's repairing your fighters, you're looking at TN 6.
What do you roll for it?
You look at it's the same kind of thing where you always use an aspect. In this case, repair is almost always thoughtful. You don't really boldly repair something. And then you can put in any traits that you think would be applicable. I don't think
I have any traits that'll work for that.
Yeah, so you're looking.
So I would only have a 1d10 to fix my ship.
Yep.
Hey, Precog, you want to fix my ship? You're smart like that.
Yeah, because you guys are able to dock with a carrier ship, you can help each other.
I would flip this, Gombo. The bloated whale has hull damage to the extent where it's going to be significant damage. She was down to 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
It says if you have another, I'm reading your repairing and modifying ships, and now that I'll have time to actually read about like what the systems do and what would make sense for a new ship, could Tibbetts move to another ship in the future?
Yeah, that would definitely be something you need to consult with command about. You're not just handing these things out like popcorn, especially when a battle's on the way.
I just don't think there's time to bring her back up to battle speed, and you need my historical knowledge in the field.
Yeah, I was debating on doing a different character if we did do another one, but
I mean, if you want to do a different character, you can do a different character.
I like my character, but I would love to, now that I understand how everything works. You know,
well, we can start the next one shot with the ship going down, and then Tibbetts jumps into Precog's ship to get away, and you can get a new ship afterwards.
Yeah, and like now that we know how to build a ship better.
Well, do we at least want to do the supply point for Richard's
for those who want to stay? Yeah.
Just to like
demo
it.
Gonna stick around because
to demo it for the video there.
Yeah. So yeah, if Tibbetts or Precog have a decent, thoughtful, I probably need some help because cannot do it myself.
Yeah, Tibbetts would help you.
Okay.
He's got 3d10 thoughtful.
And then if you have any traits that you think would go connect,
he's a gearhead. I don't know if that helps in repairing.
The gearhead archetype itself wouldn't help, but you have that calculation trait, which I would say probably would factor in. And you are looking at difficulty 6, and you need a total of 3 successes. And you get 1 roll per day for 8 days of travel. So pretty good
So that-
odds.
Yeah, that's an extra 60-10 from Tibbetts.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I think
four
you'd be
from-
rolling because I
Yeah,
can't
you'd
roll.
only be rolling.
'Cause
Because
However,
mine would
that-
just be terrible.
That does mean that Insanity Joe, you can perform rest and relaxation if you want to.
He's gonna go get drunk while I work on his ship. What's the TN?
Let's see, a repair bay on a carrier ship, that would be 6. All right, so day 1 of repairing it, you repair one of the systems and it consumes one of your supply points.
My hunter missiles are back online. Meanwhile, Joe's just sipping on his cocktail. Helps himself to the recreation room.
So make
Joe,
sure to note
that's
down
on
on your
fire.
make sure to note down on your sheet, Richard. Performed R&R, add plus 1d10 to all dice pools for the next mission. Because that you only get to do rest and relaxation if you don't do anything else for the entire downtime period.
So is
He's gonna
that
put on
just
the bottom
one
rested
day?
plus 1d10.
Yeah, that's 1 day of repair. So you can still roll another one to try to keep repairing it.
Sure.
With
the 1 hit point the carrier has left, he couldn't use his gearhead ability to move 1 point from the. Well, that would crash our ship.
that would crash your ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna flavor your ship going down next time.
All right.
There you go.
Hey,
Of the 8 days of travel, the first 2, Sanity Joe's ship is fully repaired.
All right. Who's next?
I think I'm the only one that reviewed it.
You're
yeah,
the
just
only
leave
one.
your ship.
Yeah, I think the only thing I was wanting, like, if we had the resources to, is to attach a kinetic ram to my ship. But if we don't have to do that,
Yeah, you
Well,
could. You've expended 2 of your 6 supply points.
modifying a ship always costs a number of supply points equal to half the ship size rounded down.
Oh wait, so you're telling me Piggy died to protect all those people on your massive carrier?
And he's gonna scuttle it. Yes.
I'm not gonna kill all the people.
And
I'm
and the
gonna
irony
land it at a
is-
base where they can.
We already
defend it.
established you had 1 escape pod.
Okay,
And
I'll
the
go to your vacuum breathing lessons. Cause
And the irony is the defense of Fort Odysseus is going to be a hold in position defense mission. Probably having a repair ship would be very useful.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's good for me. We're good.
Alright.
Because I think if I added a kinetic ram, I'd have to get rid of something else. Because I don't think it can't go above what I already have
You
installed.
would
Right?
be swapping out a part.
Yeah.
Just lower your tracker for you there. Yeah, 4.
Mm.
Yeah. Good game.
Gombo, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's
Two
nice and
thumbs
quick
up.
too. So, like once you get a
This-
hang of it, I can imagine this go really fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the simplicity, the archetypes, the different aspects. This was a fun game to play. I'd play this every week.
So I guess I'll try character growth on my dude, even if I'm not going to play it next time. I figured we'd spend the downtime reading more reports on the enemy and
Mhm.
other such stuff to try and get.
Also, Richard, did you just link the YouTube video I linked earlier?
Did you think that earlier?
Yes.
That's my fault. Where did you think that? I don't see it. Oh,
Yeah,
there
you
it
did.
is. I missed it way.
I found that on my phone, and I love the fact that they're like, Kowalski, shut him up, and he just slaps the mic.
I will delete it then. Yeah. Sorry, that was my bad. I did not see that earlier. To be fair, you sent it while I was at work, so.
Yeah,
I wish they had a bit in there about how they said something like, "No, I don't want to make out with you," or "No, this isn't a reason why we should have sex." But I guess the penguins never really say that in any of the movies.
he did marry a hula dancer doll.
So the captain pulls you all in and says, "You're all truly aces of AstroSpace."
You're not even back to it yet.
And now you can end the recording.
Yeah.
Well, still gotta try this character growth thing. So I'd say thoughtful. Then I don't know, maybe buy the book and have you read it.
Yep.
5d10. I don't think the way it's worded that even if it was a target number 1, that I'd have a good chance of getting this because I spread it
character
out
growth
to 4
takes
traits.
a very long time. You're probably not going to increase it, even if you're trying to give yourself a new trait. But it's something that everyone, because technically Cope's character could do this as well.
All right, here we go. 5d10 less than or equal to 1. Actually, 1 success.
Yep. It's progress.
So what is this?
Character growth. It's another one of the downtime actions between missions.
Oh, yeah.
Once per period of downtime, a player ace may try to improve a trait or even gain a new trait. This is a TN1 extended test that can only be rolled once per downtime period, regardless of how long that is. The required number of successes equal to the total number of traits the player aces has. So, for example, if you have fewer traits but are higher, it's easier than if you're trying to get more.
Okay. I'll try that.
Successes of this carry over between downtime periods.
Yep. Noted it down as 1 success. Don't know. Don't know the next time we'll end up playing. Or
yep,
I'll still be piloting Res, but
and if you are trying to do character growth, Cope, narrate what you're trying to do to grow as a person.
He believes, having gone into that battle, that it didn't exactly mimic Midway, but history repeats itself. And so he is going to hit his historical logs and research to try and find a similar situation and see how he could have reacted differently, how they reacted compared to how he reacted, and try and learn from the past to try and increase his remembering when or history trait.
History. Okay, so this sounds like it's going to be reactive plus your remembering history trait. And it's going to be TN1.
That's interesting. I turned the music off desktop, but then it stopped on the laptop.
Negative, Sally.
All right, so no progress yet.
Right.
I love this. Is like a modern general being like, this wasn't exactly like the first Punic War.
I know how we'll get them next time. A cavalry charge.
All right, what we need to do is we need to go Genghis Khan on their ass. Get some squirrels and birds and tie oil-soaked thatch and release them into space.
Then he flips it over to the section about officer conduct. Perhaps everyone shouldn't be drunk or high when we go into battle.
They'll never expect us to drive the elephants.
Hey, I'm not the one that died drunk.
Well,
there's no law against driving in space drunk.
Again, you're not supposed to smoke in here. There's signs everywhere.
Tibbetts is totally picking up smoking in the future.
No, I don't care that it's vaping.
Yeah, I believe that will conclude our session.
Right when you walk in, there's a sign.
Can I just say I really do hate people who vape inside?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Like, seriously, what the fuck? Yes, it's technically better than smoking, but it still pollutes the air with the smell.
I've said it before that, yeah, it is technically better than smoking, but I hate that people tell me that right after they blow their vape smoke into my face without asking me first.
Right after.
Yeah, and they're like, well, it's better than smoking. I'm like, I still did not consent, dipshit.
So is powdered rat poison. Y'all, I took a drug test today because I've got to go. I'm taking a new job, but I had to do a drug test before, and it was fantastic. When I walked out of the lab, a dude was smoking weed in the parking lot, and just the smell was everywhere. I was like, oh wow, come on! Like, how many people could you contaminate as they're walking in?
Also, I love that.
I don't think
That's where Kenneth cut the recording.
smoking
His
around
cope
someone
said,
would be
"So is
enough
rat
to-
poison." So, by the way, I took a drug test today. End of
Michael, to answer your question, it depends on if they do the swab or the pee test. If they do the swab, if you breathe in enough of it, it could contaminate it.